Hello, everyone. It's beginning to feel a lot like the holiday time. And we've got a little different setup for me today. Some of you know that I had foot surgery and I can't put any weight on my foot, so I'm in a wheelchair. Okay. But we have some great recipes for you to do with your kids and stuff. And I want to welcome Laura McDermott and thank her publicly because she was my driver to San Antonio where I had my surgery. And she was there by my side the whole time. And so thank you, Laura. That was amazing. And we made it back, and I'm okay, except that for the next few weeks, I can't put any weight on my foot. And so I'm kind of casual today, although my t shirt says reads books, loves baking, and stays home. So that's coming. We've been telling you every single week about the pandemic. Please, 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 do everything that you can to stay safe at home, wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, all that stuff. We've got to get control of this thing, and we will, but we need everybody's cooperation, especially the kids out there and your children. It's a teachable moment, for this. We've never, ever gone through this before. And, have learned a lot. So, and I'm learning a lot having to roll around in a wheelchair for a while. I have one of those rolling things with the knee, where you put your knee, but I don't feel as safe, moving around too much here in the house. So we're going to get started. And Laura, what are you fixing for us today?
Today, I am doing a pumpkin-shaped cheese ball. I thought that would be fun for family, fun for kids. And at this point, I've got a couple of extra that I made last night. So it's actually a great little gift to take over to my neighbors next week for Thanksgiving, actually 2 weeks from now. But this recipe stores so well in the refrigerator and in the freezer. So the ones that I have here, I can save them for 2 weeks from now. And I am getting ready and cooking ahead. So I'd love to share that.
Okay. So, and I'm going to be doing a recipe, which I hope you saw on our website. It's called a blessing mix. Okay. And it's easy to do. And, I think that you'll enjoy it. Tell you all about it in a minute, but let's let Lauda tell us all about her pumpkin cheese ball. I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
Okay. Actually, if you go on internet, look up a cheese ball, there's all kinds of variations. And I want to encourage you to try things and find one that is friendly for your family, that includes ingredients that your kids would enjoy. And when you look up a recipe on the internet, on the left-hand side, it always has a rating. The ratings are going to be somewhere between a 3 and a 5. I always look for those that are rated a 4.9 or a 5, and that means that the viewers have actually made it and rated it. And so that's how I find my favorite recipes. And the one I have listed today is that I found on the internet, and I'm going to add a little variation. Yesterday, I made the one that I have posted online, and this one I'm going to make a little different. I'm making a half of a recipe because actually the one I made yesterday made 2 medium-sized cheese balls, and that's plenty for me. But I'm going to start off with an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. It's been sitting out on the counter for a couple of hours here, so it is softened. And to that, I am adding a half of a container of this garden vegetable cream cheese. And the purpose of that is that all the flavors are already in there. So I thought that was just a very creative way of making it quite tasty. This too has been sitting out for just a little while to get it to room temperature. To that,
and they have a lot of different types of cream cheeses now too. Low fat, no fat, whipped kind. New chattel cheese is about the same as cream cheese, and so lots of different choices for you at the grocery store.
Absolutely. And the one that was really tempting, there's an onion and chive, and I thought that would be really yes. So make it your own, and you choose what you want. Now, if you prefer not to use that, then you can add your own spices. The great thing about cheese balls is they haven't gone out of style. Everybody makes their own kind and their own flavors. To this, I'm adding some green onions. I am adding a combination of pepitas and pecans. I'm adding it into the cheese ball. If I were to add it on the outside of the cheese ball, I would wait till right so that they don't get soggy. To this, I'm also adding about a cup of sharp. If your children do not like sharp, you might try something else. And also adding 1 tablespoon of ranch dressing. HEB has their own brand. It's Hill Country Ranch. And I'm adding that. If you choose not to do that, you can go into your pantry and add cumin, you can add parsley, you could add dill. Choose your favorite and go from there. And the recipe that I listed online asked for red bell pepper. And I did that yesterday, but today I'm going to change the flavor on this one a little bit. But what I did do is I saved the cap of the pepper, and you could use any kind of pepper. And I saved this because I am going to use it later for my pumpkin shake. I can also add a little bit of parsley. In yesterday's recipe, I did not add parsley, but I thought I'd give this one a little bit of a flair. In researching,
yeah, this would be a recipe to have either as an appetizer or while everybody's stuffed. But the second or third football game, everybody starts to move to the kitchen again. So pull out the cheese ball and the crackers, and here you go.
And actually, the original recipe makes 2, but if you'd like, you can also make them mini cheese balls and just make them small. And for the stem, you could add a little pretzel, and that way people are not digging into it. And this Thanksgiving will be different for most of us. I know our groups are getting smaller, but you may want to make it into a big, large one, 2 small ones, or make mini ones. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. And this particular cheese ball, I am going to place it here. I have a plate with a layer of saran wrap going in one direction and another layer of saran wrap going in the other. And the purpose of that is that I do not want anything to leak out. So I'll start off, because I'm going to be handling this a little bit, I'm going to be putting on my gloves. I prefer to wear my kitchen gloves for sanitation purposes.
That's good. And y'all might think about out there, I have a box of gloves as you're either coming in the house or going out the door, just in case, just to be extra prepared. Doesn't mean you don't wash your hands, but you've got to, you have an extra protection. Hi, Maria Elena. I see Maria Elena Valles there watching.
Hey, welcome, Maria Elena. And thank you for being
Melba Garza. Hi, Prima. It's my cousin.
All of our faithful watchers here on.
Yeah. And I want to give a big shout out to Jonathan for doing the layout. Isn't that beautiful? The layout with our Thanksgiving theme. So want to get you into the spirit. So thank you, Jonathan.
Great job. Well, I'm going to go ahead and toss this in some cheese and add a little more cheese on the top. And the reason for the cheese, I guess you already know, is that I want it to look quite orange. So I'm going to shape it.
It's beautiful.
And then add the cheese all around. And I'm going to go ahead and take off my gloves at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a shaping here. Now, I don't want it exactly like a ball. I do want a flatness on the top because it's going to be pumpkin. So once I get it to this setting, I shape it the way I want. And I've got one here that I made yesterday. I'm going to get some rubber bands, and I'm going to first make them into a cross shape. And as I place the rubber bands, I also am going to press firmly so that it takes the shape of that rubber band.
Awesome. Very authentic.
Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing there again. Now I give it another shape. And I'm using double rubber bands because these are quite thin, and I'm afraid that they're going to give out on me. So here I've given it another little shaping, and you can see what this is starting to look like.
That's cute. Yeah.
And once I get the exact shape that I want, I'm going to place this in the refrigerator for about an hour or more, depending on your party, and let it start taking form. If you can see this, you can tell that it
Yes.
cuts like
Awesome.
this. So
Yeah.
it's a pumpkin right there. And I have one that I made yesterday, so I'm going to work with that. I've got it right here. And this has been sitting in the refrigerator. At this point, I could cut the rubber bands with with scissors, or I could just go ahead and take them off on my own. It's up to you.
So the whole ball is stiffened up a little bit. Yeah.
I love the fact that you can make this the day before. You know, it's gotten to a point that we get so busy on that particular day or when we have people over. And of course, now we're having less and less people over. But it's just nice to actually enjoy the people and be thankful for the people that we have around us. Well, here you go. I do have my little pumpkin there.
Oh, that's so cute.
And to that, I am coming on and giving it the little shape of the little top of my.
It's gorgeous. Yes, yes, yes.
Any type of a pepper. Now, once you get to this point, then you get selective and see what it is that you want to eat with this. Because we're in the festive harvest time, I think nice little carrot wedges work beautifully for dipping.
Mm-hmm.
So I could decorate with that. Or you could use pretzels. Pretzels are such a nice fall colored type of thing, and they're also lighter in fat than most chips. I also have some thin pretzels, and those would also look really pretty around there. And then don't hesitate to consider your fruits. Apples go so good with a cheese ball. So here you go. I have my finished product.
Awesome. Isn't that beautiful? Yay. Wow.
You can freeze up to 1 month. So if you make it during the Thanksgiving holiday, you could go ahead and freeze them already and make some extra for Christmas. Make ahead of time, store in the refrigerator up to 2 weeks. You may want to coat it with pecans or walnuts. And during the Christmas holidays, you might make it into a Christmas ornament and decorate the top with something that might look like a Christmas tree ornament. So here you go. This is something simple, something fun.
Challenge everybody to make one in the shape of a reindeer. No, just joking. Or something beautiful. Very nice, very nice. And that's a great, like she said, make it ahead of time, and then you're just, pulling out things out of your freezer, letting it sit out, and then get all your little accessories, additions to that, and people, and enjoy the moment. Enjoy, Leticia is so nice. Can't wait to make it. Okay, so I'm going to now thank you, Lara, for doing that. I'm excited to try something like that, and I have never done the thing with the rubber bands, so I like that a lot. I'm going to do something for you called a blessing mix recipe, and it worked out fine with me because I really couldn't. I just had surgery last week, last Wednesday, and so I'm still kind of like getting used to the whole new normal for me. So this is a recipe that's symbolic, okay? And so it takes 8 different ingredients, equal amounts, okay? And the first ingredient that we're going to use are these bugles. You remember these bugles have been around a long time. They look like a little cornucopia. Oh, and so we're going to measure out. 2 cups of this, 2 cups of the bugle. You see, I'm making a mess, but that's all right. Fill it up, and it doesn't have to be, precise, because you're just mixing up, and you may, edit this a little bit. Put it into a bowl. And these are, according to the recipe, and if you'll look at the recipe online, it says bugles are shaped like a cornucopia or a horn of plenty, which are a symbol of our nation's abundance. Okay, so our next ingredient is pretzels. And we're going to use the mini pretzels. This is an H-E-B brand pretzels mini twists. Okay, low fat and it has great nutrition. We're going to use 2 cups of that as well. And one jumped out. This is a 2-cup measure, by the way. Now,
recipe, Dr. Ida.
Yeah, the pretzels represent arms folded in prayer of freedom sought by those who founded our country. So everything has a meaning, okay? Now, the next one, you can use candy corn or you can use, and I got bite-sized tortilla chips, okay? And we're going to use 2 cups of those, and I'll tell you what the meaning of that is. So here's our, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Now, the corn symbolizes the sacrifices of the Pilgrims' winter. And food was so scarce that settlers survived on just a few kernels a day of corn. And so that's symbolic for that. Next, we're going to use nuts or seeds. Now, you can use any kind of nut or seed. I have pepitas here, pumpkin seeds, because pumpkin, you know. And we're going to have another amount here. If you make them bigger, if you have bigger like pecan halves, that'll work too. And this isn't quite 2 cups, but remember that the smaller things are gonna, you know, go to the bottom. And you can add, with that, you can add pecans, you can add whatever. But the nuts or seeds are a promise of a future harvest. One we will reap only if seeds are planted and tended to with diligence. And so again, there's something there for everybody. Then we're going to use dried fruits, and this is a mixture of dried fruit, cranberries, and low raisins. Okay, and you can use any kind. You like pineapple, papaya, mango, whatever. 2 cups of this, and this represents the harvest gifts of our bountiful land. So we're mixing that up, and you can see it's looking pretty good. It's kind of a different, it's the kind of a snack that every bite is different, and every bite should give you a different feel for the symbol of it. The next thing we're going to use is mini M&Ms. And you say, why mini M&Ms? M and M reminds us of the memories of those who came before us to guide us to a blessed future. So we're remembering that came before us. Use the whole thing. And these are the minis. You can use the regular kind of thing. Memories, M&Ms, memories. So that adds some sweetness to that. And you can leave that out if you want to. Maybe add dried mango if you wanted to, an M for the memories. And the last thing that we're going to add is Hershey's Kiss. And I went ahead and for the aesthetic look of it, I peeled the Hershey's Kisses. This is a little Hershey's Kiss, you know, our favorite kind of holiday candy all the time. And this represents the love of family and friends that sweeten our lives. And so mix it all up together. I've already made some for. This will keep out. Well, it's not going to keep long because everybody's going to eat it up. But it'll keep, you know, several weeks out. And what I've done is I've taken a jar, and I didn't even remove the label. I just put some, you know, fancy cardstock on either side, and it has a nice lid, and you have it there. And I'm going to recommend to you, and I'm going to put this in here. And remember to go all the way to the bottom so you can get the seeds and the M&Ms. This makes a great neighbor's gift as well. And I think I'm going to be doing some of that this year because baking is, I'm going to be in this situation until the end of December, in 8 weeks. 8 weeks from November the 3rd when I had my surgery. So here's our blessing mix. Doesn't that look pretty and inviting?
What a beautiful, what
And
a
I'm
beautiful.
here that I'm going to give to one of my neighbors. Took a little jar, dollar store, $1, and wrote blessing mix on this. Now, if you're going to have it at home, rather than have everybody dig in with their hands, I suggest you take a little cellophane bag and put your blessing mix in there. And just tie it up. You can tie it up with a twist tie. I put ribbon because I think it looks so much nicer. But, that way people's hands aren't in it and everybody gets their own little bag, and then they can, make their messes there and then throw the bag away. And that's a good serving right there. And so you'll just, tie it up and it's ready to go. And it also makes a nice little gift if some of your family is leaving. They came to see you for out of town, and then they have to go back. Good, road trip sort of snack to have on hand. It's nutritious. It's got some carbs, but it has some protein. It has lots of vitamins and minerals, and the dry fruit has a little bit of that chocolate to help you, with energy. And it's, of course, good for your heart. And if you use the dark chocolate kisses, that's even better for your heart. Okay. So try this blessing mix recipe. I found it by accident looking around at, for some things. And I thought, well, gee, that's an amazing thing. And here I am in a wheelchair, and I just got all the stuff. I ordered everything online and they brought it. And so, I can do my stuff. Just get your things ready and, get your kids. This is a great recipe to have your kids make and give little sacks or a little container like this to grandma and grandpa, So we hope that you've enjoyed our recipes today, and make sure that you stay safe. Again, wash your hands, wear a mask wherever you go. No matter if nobody else is wearing one, you wear one. And, social distance as best you can. If you can, this is the time when you can use TV trays and spread them out, all over your house so people can eat. You can see each other, but you can still eat together and be thankful for all the blessings in our lives. And so thank you, Laura, for being on with us. We're going to skip the Thanksgiving holiday show, but we'll be back in December with some great holiday recipes for you. And of course, mine are going to be pretty easy to do because I'm not going to be doing a lot of baking unless I get some help. So anyway, things that will be enjoyable, things that are made from the heart, things that are made with love, and things that people enjoy. There's nowadays you can get whatever you want to get somebody, but what do you get? You can't buy this at the store. Okay. You can't buy that cheese ball that Laura made at the store. It's special. All the ingredients are there, but nobody's put it quite together like she did and I did. And so that's the specialness of the gifts that you can make from your kitchen. Okay, so we'll talk about gifts from the kitchen in December. So enjoy it. Laura, any last words?
Well, I guess I want to just go back and reiterate what you said. And I went to a Walmart this last week and H-E-B, and all over the place they had the word thankful. It's been a really rough year for all of us, but like you say, we've got to be thankful that we have a home to live in, food on our table, family to celebrate, and our good health. So let's be thankful and celebrate the season.
Yeah, there are still many, many blessings. And if you really think about it, this has been a learning experience for all of us. We learned about inner strength. We've learned about adjusting. We learned about handling anger. We've learned about the fact that, I was reading that many of the COVID patients actually in a period of 3 months, had some kind of mental illness problem because they were depressed or whatever. And so hopefully these kinds of ideas, these kinds of recipes will help you kind of get over that. Remember all the blessings that we have every day. And my mother would always say, no hay mal que por bien no venga, which means that nothing bad ever happens. There's always a silver lining, okay? Something good will come out of that. And look at us, So Norma Pacheco O'Neill says, Happy Thanksgiving. Many blessings to all. Same to all of you. We love you all so much. Please share the video and have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. Be blessed, okay? And thank the Lord every day for all the blessings he sends our way. All right? Thank you so much. We'll see you with Gifts in the Kitchen in December.